Beneath the towering canopy of the Amazon, a hidden empire is waking up. Down here in the decaying leaf litter, the fundamental rules of scale, gravity, and survival are completely rewritten. This is the Emerald Abyss. Over the next 14 hours, we will witness the flawless mechanics of a 50-million-year-old superorganism. But they are not alone. And as the day bleeds into twilight, the true rulers of the dark will ignite. "5 a.m. to 7:45 a.m. The Amazon, an ancient cathedral veiled in dawn's mist. Here, across the vast expanse of the Amazon rainforest floor, the rules of survival are completely rewritten by biochemistry and physics. A rotting log is not merely decaying wood. It is an impenetrable, ancient fortress hosting a highly complex microbiome, where millions of microscopic interactions dictate life and death. As the creeping light signals a shift in the jungle's circadian rhythm, the internal biological clock, governed by solar cycles, nocturnal hunters begin their retreat. The Brazilian wandering spider, scientifically classified within the deadly genus Phonutria, begins its calculated withdrawal into the dark crevices. As an apex predator of the shadowed realm, it does not weave webs to trap its meals. Instead, this highly evolved ambush predator relies on thousands of microscopic sensory hairs, known as trichobothria, covering its muscular legs. These act as a finely tuned biological radar. Connected directly to the spider's nervous system, they detect the faintest atmospheric pressure changes and acoustic vibrations of approaching prey, allowing it to strike in less than a fraction of a second. Deep inside a hollow log, its 8 eyes power down. It flattens its body, awaiting the return of shadows. As daylight warms the understory, raising the ambient humidity to a sweltering 90%, the diurnal world fiercely awakens. The true architects of this micro-jungle begin their ceaseless toil. The leafcutter ant, specifically the species Atacephalots, stands as the planet's first and most successful agriculturalist, predating human farming by over 50 million years. With terrifying precision, their mandibles utilize flawless biomechanics, operating like oscillating saws powered by zinc-enriched muscle fibers to effortlessly sever the thick green foliage. Workers hoist massive leaf sails over their heads, sometimes weighing up to 50 times their own body weight, joining a highway that is a breathtaking marvel of eusocial logistics. Millions of individuals operate seamlessly as a single superorganism. Minuscule, minim workers ride shotgun on these leaf fragments, aggressively defending the carriers against lethal parasitic phorid flies, which constantly attempt to dive bomb and inject eggs into the brains of the larger ants. Nearby, blind Nasute termites frantically repair an earthen tunnel. Guarding the perimeter are highly specialized soldier termites. For their nozzle-like snouts, they eject a toxic, sticky resin, a chemical cocktail of terpenes that instantly blinds and entangles attacking predators. High above, an agile jumping spider rests on a leaf. Internal eye tubes shift, actively scanning the humid environment with unparalleled stereoscopic vision. It tracks flying prey with guided missile precision, relying on an astonishing internal hydraulic system that pumps fluid into its legs to propel itself incredible distances through the dense air. "7:45 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. The jungle floor warms, and a colossal giant emerges. The bullet ant begins its solitary morning patrol. Armed with an agonizing neurotoxin, the bullet ant venom contains ponerotoxin, a paralyzing peptide that forcibly opens sodium ion channels in nerve cells, triggering excruciating pain that can last up to 24 hours. This devastating chemical weaponry ensures this creature fears absolutely nothing in the Amazonian undergrowth. Its antennae whip rapidly, to decode the complex chemical landscape of pheromones trailing across the roots. Clinging to a fern, a metallic orchid bee prepares for flight. It shivers powerful flight muscles within its thorax to generate internal heat, warming its body to an operational 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Its specialized hind legs bulge with pollen baskets used to gather complex aromatic compounds from rare orchids, essential for their elaborate courtship displays and the cross-pollination of the deep jungle. Unfurling its proboscis, it drinks a single drop of dew before launching into the air with a sudden snap. As morning peaks, the leafcutter highway continues its relentless flow deep underground, where the true purpose of their labor is revealed. They do not actually consume the raw leaves they cut. Their stomachs lack the enzymes to digest raw cellulose. Instead, they masticate the fragments into a wet, nutrient-rich pulp, demonstrating incredibly advanced fungal farming mechanics. This pulp is used as exclusive fertilizer for a spongy, symbiotic fungus called Leucoagaricus gongolophorus. In return for the chewed leaves, the fungus produces specialized nutritional swellings called gongilidia, which feed the entire ant colony. It is a highly guarded, subterranean agricultural masterpiece. Slithering through the damp soil nearby, the Amazonian giant centipede aggressively probes the leaf litter. Completely blind, it relies on wildly whipping antennae and specialized front legs called forcipools that are terrifyingly efficient at injecting venom directly into the central nervous systems of its prey. Above these hunting grounds, a blue morpho caterpillar feeds, its powerful jaws relentlessly pulverizing thick plant fibers. Its vibrant dorsal ridge bristles with toxic hairs, providing a highly effective evolutionary defense against parasitoid wasps. (11:30 a.m. to 14:30 p.m.) Midday brings intense, oppressive tropical heat to the floor, often exceeding 95 degrees with stagnant, suffocating humidity. The frenetic energy gives way to a vital period of rest. The sweltering temperatures and trapped moisture rapidly accelerate leaf litter decomposition, a fundamental biochemical process driven by billions of microscopic bacteria and fungi. This rapid breakdown is the beating heart of the jungle, recycling crucial carbon and nitrogen to sustain the entire macro ecosystem of the rainforest. Without it, the towering canopy above would literally starve. A giant monstera leaf acts as a crucial cooling umbrella, where the colossal adult titan beetle clings motionlessly. To respire, it slowly pumps its enormous abdomen, forcing oxygen through spiracles along its heavily armored flank directly into its internal tracheal tubes. The heavy silence is occasionally broken by the harsh, rhythmic stridulation of distant insects, physically rubbing specialized ridges on their exoskeletons together to communicate territory and mating readiness in the stifling heat. Resting perfectly still against the bark is a lantern bug. Its veined wings seamlessly imitate the tree's organic texture, while its bizarre hollow head protrusion mimics a small reptile, a masterpiece of cryptic coloration and biological mimicry that completely fools visually oriented avian predators. As afternoon light slowly fades and shadows lengthen, the humid jungle air cools by a few degrees, triggering a renewed period of intense micro-movement. The spindly assassin bug stalks the decaying root systems. It meticulously cleans its sharp, curved, switchblade-like rostrum, an advanced biological syringe designed to inject powerful, liquefying digestive enzymes that dissolve its prey's internal organs from the inside out. With an eerie silence, it locks the weapon away. 14:30 p.m. to 17:15 p.m. True dusk descends upon the Amazonian understory, dropping ambient light levels by 90%, and the transition of power on the forest floor is absolute. Triggered by the sudden absence of photosynthetic light, the wandering spider awakens. It unfolds its massive, furry legs into an aggressive, defensive posture, its red-haired jaws parting to reveal venom-dripping fangs. Its potent neurotoxin causes rapid systemic shutdown and muscle paralysis in its prey, proving that in the deep night, fast-acting biological chemistry completely outmatches sheer physical armor. Outside, a thick glowing mist begins to quietly roll across the decaying wood. The giant centipede violently uncoils into a straight hunting posture, utilizing its multiple body segments for sudden bursts of speed. Nearby, the male Hercules beetle bulldozes out of the wet leaves, wielding a magnificent thoracic horn, a product of intense sexual selection, used exclusively for lifting and throwing rival males off breeding branches. The forest floor is now a desolate, perilous expanse. The wandering spider stalks silently across the dry leaves, its claws resting feather-light, utilizing the ground itself as an extended vibration-sensing web. Its pitch-black eyes catch a haunting glint of cold, filtered moonlight as it builds internal hydraulic pressure in its cephalothorax for a lethal, lightning-fast ambush. Meanwhile, blind termite workers furiously seal their earthen fortress. They are protected by a ring of soldiers violently jerking their heads, utilizing advanced chemoreceptors to actively scan the darkness for the carbon dioxide signatures of attackers. The final grain of damp soil is wedged into place with saliva, securing the tunnel just as a predator's shadow passes over. (15 p.m. to 19:15 p.m. Lumbering heavily through the fog, the Titan beetle begins its patrol. Boasting one of the strongest bite forces in the insect kingdom, its massive mandibles can easily snap a wooden branch or a predator's limb in half. It bulldozes directly past the highly venomous wandering spider, remaining completely invulnerable beneath its thick, chitinous armor. But then, the ultimate, breathtaking payoff of the jungle reveals itself. An awe-inspiring chemical reaction illuminates the pitch-black understory as pyrophorus click beetles push outward from a dark crevice. Two distinct, glowing green orbs on their sleek thoraxes suddenly ignite, contrasting starkly against the darkness. This is bioluminescence, a mesmerizing cold light generated by the rapid, highly efficient enzymatic oxidation of a light-emitting pigment called luciferin. Operating at nearly 100% energy efficiency with zero heat loss, it serves not only to communicate with potential mates, but acts as a brilliant, glowing warning, a biological phenomenon called aposematism, signaling to nocturnal predators that they are chemically unpalatable and toxic. The intense, blinding light momentarily overloads the visual receptors of the terrifying spider, freezing it in its tracks. With a sharp, audible crack of its thoracic hinge, the beetle unfurls its delicate wings. It launches into the misty air with a high-pitched, whirring buzz, leaving a breathtaking, continuous glowing green trail of ethereal light, a majestic beacon, soaring entirely through the hidden, magnificent micro-wilderness of the Amazon. The Amazon relies on chemical fire to navigate the dark, but 8,000 miles away, in the subterranean depths of New Zealand, another micro-predator uses bioluminescence not to warn, but to weave inescapable, glowing snares. Click here to descend into the Sapphire Caverns and witness the lethal beauty of the Waitomo glowworms.